right, you are back with comedian David Boyle, and I'm quitting alcohol. So fucking hell. I had probably the best sleep in living memory. Last night's sleep was absolutely fucking amazing. So what did I fucking do yesterday? Went out with Kev to dinner, had some jerk chicken at this Jamaican place, which was pretty good. Jerk pork too, pretty decent. Then I had to go back to the comedy club, get some shit, which didn't. Anyway, don't worry about that. So the plan was last night, we're going to do the MDMA that fucking other Kev, my website guy gave us. So after all the bullshit was done, get back to Kev's house at like 10 o'clock. And Kev's like, there's a sweet bar down the road. I haven't been there. Let's go hang out there. And I was like, let's do this MDMA. So we fucking pop the caps, rack up a few little fucking itsy bitsy lines. I was actually scared of fucking fent. I've heard so many fucking horror stories about fentanyl now that I am just fucking spooked. People mistaking it for cocaine and just die. So before I fucking did the MD, I'm like, hey, Kev, my website guy, how much fent is in this fucking MD? And he's like, I took a couple last night. It's actually pretty weak shit, so don't worry about it. No fent in there that I know of. And I'm like, well, it is a life or death situation, but that's good enough for me. Let's do this MD. So we do a little fucking bump, a couple of bumps, and it doesn't really do shit. All it really does is make you want to have more of it. Like it was just a ball tickle. It was a tease. It wasn't fucking, there was no lift off, is what I'm trying to say. But what happened was the Kev who I'm staying with, he went to the weed store and bought some gummies, but not trippy fucking I'm going to die for 12 hours gummies. He bought some CBG as opposed to CBD, and the CBG is meant to give you a little buzz or something like that. Now, I am 110% against weed. I can't have one puff. I'm fucked. I can't do anything. But Kev, we got to this bar, and Kev starts eating the gummies, and he's like, you should take one. And I'm like, I'm not going to take one, I don't think. He's like, dude, I'm exactly the same as you. I can't fucking handle weed at all, but I had these not long ago, and they're pretty good. They do something, but no head fuck, no body fuck. It's all sweet. And I'm like, all right, but there's sugar. It's sugar. What am I going to do? He's like, shut the fuck up. So he gives me one of these gummies, and I didn't want to taste the sugar. Just think, that's how mental I am. If I even get a fucking little kernel of sugar, I'm fucked. So I break it in half so I can swallow it just in water. So I fill my mouth up full of water, put the gummy in, swallow it, don't taste any of the sugar. That's fine. I start getting like half an hour later, I don't know if I was feeling anything or is the MD a little bit or something, but there was a little tiny buzz, a murmur going on. So I took another 2 of those gummy things and not much really happened. I was like feeling good. We had a fucking chat. We stayed there till 2 a.m. It was good. Then fucking walked home. Everything was great. No paranoia. Didn't even feel high at all, really. There was a little buzz. It was just a nice little thing. So by the time we get home, I am absolutely fucking exhausted. Just nothing left. Absolutely nothing left. Go down to the basement and fucking crash out. And it took me a little while to crash out, to be honest with you, about half an hour, because the mind was ping-ponging around a little bit when I tried to sleep, which I think was the gummies. But eventually I got down, and I swear to God, fucking 14 hours later or whatever it was, 12 hours later, I didn't fucking even open my eyes or move. I was out cold in the deepest goddamn sleep I've had almost ever. And I woke up. When I did wake up, I look out the window. I'm like, oh, fuck, it's probably 8:30 or something. Look at my phone, 1:30 p.m. So fucking close to 12 hours sleep. And it was amazing. And then it took me another 3 hours to get out of bed. I could barely fucking move. And then I'd promised another listener that I'd go around to his house for lunch, Josh, and I missed lunch, but I ended up going there at about 5:30. Hung out with him and the fam, and that was fucking great too. Canadian people, you just keep on fucking impressing me more and more. I've had such a fucking good time in Canada. So as I'm leaving Josh's place, he's like, have you seen the mushroom stores? The magic mushroom stores? I'm like, no, I haven't seen them yet. He's like, there's one around the corner called Fungi's, which is a nice little fucking pun for the family, isn't it? So I look it up and it's only 5 minutes away. So I go down to Fungi's and it's a dodgy little fucking door and they buzz you through and you walk in and it's just mushrooms for sale and fucking all sorts of shit in there. Gummies, fucking whatever. And I asked the two chicks behind the counter, these two tiny chicks, I'm like, what do you got? And I really had no intention of buying anything. And they're like, what are you after? I'm like, well, I've got a flight tomorrow, so I don't want anything strong. They're like, do you want a microdose? I'm like, yeah, what about a little bit higher than a microdose? They're like, all right, we've got these. And I'm like, all right, how many do I need to just a little bit over microdose? They're like, take one. And I'm like, all right, give me the whole fucking pack. What happens if I eat the whole pack? They're like, you'll see some crazy shit. I'm like, all right, maybe I won't take the whole pack. We'll see what happens when I get home. So now I'm home. I woke up at 1:30 p.m. So I'm not going to fucking sleep at all. Zero sleep tonight. And my flight, I got to be at the airport at 7 a.m. So I'm doing this podcast right now. It's 11:30 p.m. And as soon as I finish this, I'm going to take one of those little psilocybin gummies. It says microdose is 1. So I'll probably take one and wait half an hour and see what's going on. And then I'll take another one. I can't be tripping balls going back into the US. That's what I'm saying. I'm not here to try and trip balls, but I also do get a little bit fiendish. So this could end in disaster. I doubt it will, but I've also said that before. And this fucking mushroom store, by the way, I forgot about that. It's not just mushrooms either. They've got all sorts of mushrooms there, all strengths, whatever. But I look at the fucking board, they're also selling DMT. 5-MeO DMT, all sorts of fucking DMT. I'm like, you're selling DMT? They're like, yeah. I'm like, it's legal? They're like, they're like, yeah. We're selling it. That's all. That's all you need to know. I'm like, this is getting to insane levels. I don't know if you should or need to be buying DMT over the counter. I'm not worried about the adults. Adults should take some DMT. Fucking blow some of those cobwebs out. I'm like, DMT falling into the hands of like 12-year-olds experimenting is not a fucking good thought. Their fucking minds are already fucking bent out of shape with social media and all that shit. Pour a little bit of fucking 5-MeO DMT on top of that. That's a recipe for fucking disaster. Don't make Boyle become anti-drugs. My whole life I've been like so pro-drug and now it's becoming legal. I'm like, maybe this is not such a good idea. Maybe there needs to be a few barriers in between people and drugs. Anyway, I'll fucking solve that problem another night. I'm done for tonight. I'll be in New York tomorrow. Fucking that'll do. And I'll see you the fuck later.